is BBC Radio 1's longest show ever. With Chris Moyles.
Hello.
And Comedy Dave.
Hello.
And Annie Nightingale for Comic Relief.
Whoa!
Hour 44.
This is hour 44, Annie. Hour 44 for me and Dave.
Incredible.
It's mental.
Yeah, I know. But
Thank you so
fantastic.
much for letting us come and play with you, as it were.
It's a pleasure.
Dave, stop it. You have to be respectful to
I am respectful
Wait till I
always.
tell you this, babe. My spray tan lady. You've got a spray tan lady?
I don't have a spray tan lady.
I'll put you onto her. But
Thank you.
Dave knows about her because when she's spray tanning me, right?
Right.
Exposed pretty
Yeah.
much all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
And she's spray tanning me and she's saying, I do Comedy Dave.
I didn't realise it
And
was...
I went,
You and Annie Nightingale share the same spray tan
How
lady.
funny.
so I thought confidentiality clause
Right.
immediately. Sign here. No, I'm only kidding. But Dave,
How funny.
Annie, did she say
please don't say anything.
Did she say
I
anything
won't.
about Dave's body? Did she?
No, I didn't ask because we know it's lovely.
Right. Oh, Annie, you big flirt. Well, look, we are raising money for Comic Relief. We have done amazingly well so far. It's an estimated, just under 1.2 million, which is really, really good. Our audience have been so generous. And I know that many people stayed up all night. As long as me and Dave stay up, they're staying up. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on the cameras and listening on the radio, you wouldn't normally listen this time, may I introduce the legend that is Annie Nightingale. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Chris. I don't know whose show this is. So
I'm gonna be here now for the start, and I'm gonna go and have a shower.
Yeah.
Because apart from anything else, I've spent 2 hours with Kissy Sellout. I need a shower. You know,
right.
just because the beats are so dirty. And also,
We got dirty beats. We got dirty beats. Yeah.
I know you've got dirty beats.
Yeah.
I know that.
But if Chris goes off, I'm going to stay here, Annie, if that's all right, because I've had my shower. We have to do things in a rota system.
So, it's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. If you want to give us money for Comic Relief, here's what you do. You get your phone, you text the word Chris to 70011. Now, I know I've said this a million times before, but if you haven't done it yet, maybe you've just got in, you put the telly on, you put the radio on, you're seeing us now, you're looking at Annie going, Annie looks so cool. Annie always looks cool. You do. You always look cool.
Thank you, Chris.
I look like a fat man in a hoodie, and David looks like a builder. But Annie looks cool. So here's what you do. Get your phone, write my name, Chris, send it to this number, 70011. That's 70011. And that will be £1 for Comic Relief. We're going to try and get as many as we can before we come off the air at 10:30 Friday morning. So it'll cost £1 plus your standard network charge, and the whole pound goes to Comic Relief. You've got to be 16 or over, ask the bill, pays permission, full terms and conditions. Go to bbc.co.uk/radio1. So if everybody watching and everybody listening texts my name, Chris, to 70011, we'll make loads more money for Comic Relief, and you'll be very, very generous, and you will live a happy and fruitful life.
Perfect.
And Annie will play you some dirty beats.
Done.
While you're in the shower.
While I'm in the shower.
Have a lovely shower, Chris. You really deserve it.
I will.
yeah?
Well, the radio's on in there as well, so I
Yeah.
still get to hear the show while I'm showering. I get to shower with Annie Nightingale and Dave, which is something I haven't done for a long time.
Okay, then get a spray tan.
From your spray tan lady. Write my name, Chris, on a text, send it to 70011. It's 2:05. Let's start, as we mean to continue for the next 12 hours with Miss Annie Nightingale.
This is BBC Radio 1's longest show ever. With Chris Moyles and Comedy Dave and Kissy Sellout for Comic Relief. Hour 43.
Here we go then. Annie Nightingale.
Hello, Dave. How you doing?
I'm
right.
very good, thank you. So this is Radio 1's longest ever show.
Right.
And it really is Radio
Yeah.
1's longest ever show. We're now into hour 44, I
Right.
think
And
it
how
is.
are you feeling? Come on, honestly.
Honestly?
What's it like?
How do I look, first
You
of
look
all?
great. You know, you
Do
look
I
very
really?
fresh. Yes, yeah.
I've had a shower, which actually that's what Chris is doing just
Yeah.
now. I must state for the record that we're allowed to take these breaks. So Chris has now gone on a break. He'll be back in an hour from now. Okay. So he's now doing that. We're doing like a sort of swapsy system. I'm now all the way through, hopefully. But I was fine until about 5 or 6 hours ago when my voice started to go, and then
Sounds very nice. Sounds quite sexy.
Well,
Don't worry
thank
about it.
And then all my geography went, Annie.
What do you mean, like England or
No.
Scotland? Where's France?
We're in the same studio where we always do the show.
Yeah.
And so I know the studio like the back of my hand. And for some reason, it was like being drunk. It was like being in a pub all day and just thinking, I don't really know where the bar is or where the door is or where the toilets are. And it's the most disorientating thing. But now I've had my shower, I'm all good and I'm back again.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
all fine.
Right now, I'm going to tell you what we've just been playing.
Yeah.
Because bang on the next tune, go on, because that's what I do normally. So we had Price Tag, the Benny Page mix with Jessie J. That one just now, Take It Back, the Prototypes mix. I love. I think
Yeah.
they're just really doing wonderful things. And that is actually a track by Chemist featuring Ed Shikari. Very good combination. This one I think you know very well. So. Can I say, can people text 81199 to help keep Chris and Dave going all night? Tell us. I think you probably know some nice jokes as well to keep you going.
Yeah.
I mean, you had very gorgeous young lady singer
Katy Perry,
MC
yes.
just now. That must be. What did that feel like when she walked in?
It was fantastic, and actually, just the perfect person to give us a bit of a lift,
Yeah.
you know, in the wee small hours. Katy Perry coming in with all sorts of gifts was wonderful.
That's what I thought. Breakage featuring Jess Mills, Fighting Father. FOMO mix. Do you like that, Dave?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's keeping us going in the early hours.
Good. Well, obviously, I think the music I play is absolutely brilliant. Otherwise, I wouldn't play it. I've just been longing to know who's listening out there, because my big thing is like text and hearing what people have to say. So, Dave, do you want to hear about what people are saying?
Yeah.
That we're trending number 5 worldwide.
So I believe, which is just amazing. I mean, we're not really aware of how big this has been because we've been in this studio in our own little box for 40-odd hours.
A bubble. It's going to be really weird coming out of the bubble, and there'll probably be lots of photographers outside when you finish. But anyway, let's sort of keep that going. I think it's just nice to know what the outside world is thinking of you and
Absolutely.
Chris. And John says it's making him proud to be British.
Oh, really?
That's a very odd thing to say.
It's just keeping the home fires burning
Yeah,
then.
you are heroes. That is, and he says, Tracy and Luke says, I've been up since 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday. I've just been out for Paddy Day. Now, the thing is, I bet this is the first time that you and Chris have not had a proper drink on St. Patrick's Day. It's now gone.
Certainly in a long time. Yeah, no, we've missed it. I mean, that's it. It's gone for this year.
So, didn't I hear earlier on that somebody brought you in some Guinness? And I was thinking,
Actually,
what happened? Go on.
not strictly true, because what happened was, obviously, we were on with Nick Grimshaw, and then at the end of Nick's show, he went down for last orders, and he found James Corden in the pub, as you do.
Is that real?
Yeah,
I
well-
thought that was all big setup.
Kind
sort
of real.
yeah.
So anyway, so he goes down the pub and he finds James Corden, and he goes, "Oh, what do you want?" So he brought Chris back a pint of lager and me a pint of Guinness, and so we did actually have a little toast to Paddy's Day, but we had a couple of sips, and I just didn't think that it was a good idea to be drinking, having been awake for 40 hours.
Goodness knows what it would do to you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel great for about 10 minutes and then
Just
you'd
crash.
yeah, completely.
Crash.
So, but what would you like to drink when all this is finished? Have you got a drink lined up at 10:30 in the
No,
morning?
because I'm just a bit worried about that. I think really when this is all finished, whatever state we're going to be in, I think we just get in a cab and go straight home and go to bed and just not set an alarm. And we might sleep for 2 hours, 4 hours, 15 hours. I don't know.
Right, let's
Annie.
predict how long you sleep for. What's the longest you've ever slept for?
Probably about 13 hours,
Have
14
you?
hours. Yeah.
Well, have you got the whole weekend off?
Yeah, well, we're off on leave after this. We've
Yeah,
got
that's what
2
I was
weeks
going to
off.
say. Oh, well, you could actually have
I'll sleep for
that.
2 weeks if I want to.
Yeah. That's actually also, it's all planned.
Yeah,
Very well,
Pretty
I must
much.
say.
Pretty much.
So, Gareth in Belfast says it's fantastic to be able to tune in and listen to you after I've finished my door shift. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you, Gareth.
I made the whole door team and the bar staff donate via text. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks to everybody. It's irresistible. It's really good fun when you do it as well, and the message comes back.
Yeah, and you feel like
Straight
you're part
away.
of it. But honestly, the amount of money, and this is what's really spurred us on, the amount of money, Annie, has just been incredible. You know, we thought that if we could raise about £100,000 on the back of because bearing in mind, we've just had the Desert Challenge that Scott did and everybody. We thought if we could raise a fraction of that, we would be delighted. And it's just gone nuts.
It is. Well, I on behalf of you guys, say thank you very much.
Yeah. To everybody who's actually helped us out. It's been incredible. Really has been absolutely incredible. Right. This is the longest ever show on BBC Radio 1. Annie Nightingale is with us. Chris is currently having a little breather and a little break, and he'll be back very shortly as we continue. 7am on BBC Radio 1, the longest show ever, with Chris Moores and myself, Comedy Dave, and Annie Nightingale. Well, we're on your show now, Annie. We're guesting with you. But the whole point of this is to try and raise a huge amount of money for Comic Relief. If you'd like to be one of those people that is helping to this enormous total so far, all you need to do is text the word Chris to 70011. Chris to 70011. Texting the word Chris will help you contribute £1 to transform the lives of poor and vulnerable people all over the UK and across Africa. Text costs £1 plus your standard network message charge, and the whole pound goes to Comic Relief. You must be over 16 and always ask the bill payer's permission, full terms and conditions, and to donate online. Visit bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. Voice is going again, Annie.
No, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Right, I've got some. I'm loving hearing from everybody. Here's a message saying, Annie, I love breaks. I'm loving Chris and Dave's effort. 50-hour session. Average Nightingale fans weekend. Yeah. Hopefully, Chris and Dave, you guys are keeping me awake. Need to be up at 5:30. Just finished a mess dinner at RMA Sandhurst.
Oh, very
Is this from Prince William or something? By the way,
yes.
Who do you think is going to get the gig for the royal wedding?
Well, I would imagine that you've put in for it. We've put in for it as well.
I think it'd be Pete Tong.
Do you think?
Well, because at Radio 1 Big Weekend last year, which Prince William and Kate Middleton came to, and he was saying, oh, yeah, we like Tongy. Calls him Tongy. You know, very friendly terminology.
But everyone's thrown their hat in for that gig, surely.
I thought, bet you Pete Tong gets the gig.
Have you heard?
What?
Have you heard, by the way, about the royal wedding cock-up? Somebody showed me this week. This is brilliant. You know, you get all the merchandise surrounding the royal wedding, and you get all sorts of, you get cups and teapots and whatever. Somebody showed me a cup that they had made up this week. It's got the wrong prince on there.
Oh, what? Who? What?
There were these cups that were made, these souvenir ones with Kate Middleton and then Prince Harry.
Oh my goodness! The
collector's item.
Very, very.
Get some of them in your loft.
Very, very instantly collectible. We must also talk about our favourite new TV shows. Like, have you seen 2012?
No.
Well, I caught a bit of it, and you know, it's a kind of satirical comedy about what will happen next year with the Olympics. And there's a kind of clock involved, and this sort of PR goes, having this clock that counts down but the wrong way, and it's all kind of, everyone's going, what, this doesn't make any sense. And then they actually launched the clock the next day for real in London, and what happened one day after? It stopped! So it might come true.
Absolutely.
So we play it too.
Right. Yesterday on BBC Radio 1, Chris is just in the shower at the moment, having his allocated break time. There's an image for you. He should be back very, very shortly. As the longest show in the world ever. Oh, you're right there, Annie.
Yeah, no, I just fell over laughing, literally.
Longest show ever in the world. Tell us about it. Continues. I think we're now just under 8 hours away from where we hope to finish. Somewhere around 10:30 this morning, which will be interesting. But I'm here with Annie Nightingale until 4 o'clock this morning. Annie, what are they saying on the text this morning?
They're saying, loving the sunglasses, Annie. As an insomniac myself, chronic insomniac, I can definitely need them. I can empathise with Chris and Dave and the rest of the team. Lovely to see you on television. Okay, yeah, we have that too. Doing an awesome job, guys. Stick at it. Can you shout out George and Hannah from Harper's Adams University? Yeah. Well, Annie came to DJ not long ago. Indeed, I did. Can I just say, if you want to send us a text, 81199. I'm on Twitter. I'm AA Nightingale, and Matthew, the digital monkey Johnson.
Yeah.
So I've been asking people on Twitter earlier on today, what's the craziest thing you do to raise money? And Matthew says, if the money was right, whatever was right. James Heck says, I would swim across the Channel. Owen Cowton says, sit in a room with Chris Moores for however many hours. Who would be daft enough to do that?
Oh, yeah, look.
I'm sorry, Annie.
Exactly. Look who'd be daft enough to sit here for 52 hours. Me.
Right.
That's who. I think I'd rather swim across the channel, actually. There've been certain points, actually, during this where I think,
Well,
maybe...
do you hate Chris now or something?
No, I
It's
don't.
all coming out now.
I
is it?
don't hate him at all. It doesn't matter who is sat opposite. It's just the fact that being in this box for 52 hours is just some task, isn't it? Do you not
Yeah,
think?
absolutely. The bit that distressed me, though, was when that bloke came along and hurt your back.
Oh, Big Steve.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, come on, this is sadistic.
Well, he's a mate of mine, and he actually... yeah, no, genuinely, he is. He actually drives me on gigs. He's a tour manager, but he also does a sort of sideline in sports massage. And he came in, and he knows exactly where to put his elbow into your buttocks to create that effect. And it
What,
does
to hurt you?
Yeah, I mean, it's
that good?
It does kind of alleviate pain
Does it?
and stress, but it does hurt at the same time.
Right, okay.
No, that's
He's
what-
all yours.
That's what he was all
What
about.
you need instead of that is red pill.
Take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I scratched D versus H-Bomb. It's called The Red Pill, and it was sampled from the original Matrix film. I'm sure, Dave, you saw that.
What, the original Matrix
Yeah,
film?
yeah.
Do you know what? I haven't seen it.
Haven't you? Well, this is a stolen sample,
Yeah.
but the spoken sample. And when Matrix 2 came out, I thought, oh, great, there'll be all this kind of music and all
Yeah.
kind of music I really like. And it wasn't, because it's Hollywood and they're a bit behind
They
that.
changed it all.
They're just a bit behind the
Right.
sort of times with music. But it caused this to happen, and I must say this has become a bit of a classic in the sort of world of sort of breaks and bass and stuff like that. So I love playing this to people every now and then who've never heard it before.
Like me, maybe.
Yeah.
This is a whole musical education. I mean, forget about raising money and staying up for a stupid amount of hours. We're learning about all sorts of types of music.
Well, that's great as well, and I mean, it's weird because you're up for the Guinness Book of Records. It's a kind of Guinness Award, this, isn't it?
Well, there's two.
That you've got.
There's two
going.
records. Yeah, the first one was the Radio 1 record for the longest ever show that was held by Simon Mayer from 1999, which was 37 hours, which obviously we've already passed and we've beaten. And now we're going for the world record of 50 hours.
Right, who holds? Do you know?
I
who
don't
holds it?
know,
No.
actually, to
I've
be
been
honest
looking
with
on the internet to have a
Yeah.
look, actually, see who holds this. Who is this person who's been going for 50 hours?
All we need to know, Annie, is hopefully if we make it till 10:30, it'll be us.
Well, sure.
That's all we're really interested in.
Absolutely. Now, we always have a guest mix in the show.
Yeah.
So it's like I would say to these people, okay, it's a blank canvas. It's
Yeah.
you paint your picture of you've got 20 minutes or whatever to show us on Radio 1 what you would like to say to the world.
Yeah.
And that way we've discovered some amazing music over the years and some amazing artists. And right this week, we're all looking forward to a new album by Stanton Warriors, who are really on fire at the moment. And so they have done a guest mix for us. And Dom and Mark, thank you very much. Here it is.
You're very excited about this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm back.
Woo!
Hey, Annie.
That's amazing. I wondered, actually, I
What,
thought
if I
you
was gonna
might
come
just,
back?
Well, no, that you might just fall asleep and that would be it, and you wouldn't be able to wake up again.
Do you know what? I didn't go to sleep because...
No good for you.
No, we've got these little beds in this room, and I lay on the bed and I was going through some text messages because I've got loads of friends who are still up. And I'm listening to you two, and I just thought, my body, because I kind of stopped and lay there, and my body started kind of like buzzing. And I just thought, do you know what? If I go to sleep, I'm never waking up. I'm going to have a shower, I'm going to take my time, have a mug of tea.
Yeah.
And so I've been listening to you two, and it's like, this is really nice. But I keep
Just been
I'm in the
having a
shower,
natter.
and I'm thinking I should join in with the talk, because that's what I've been doing, this talking for 2 days. So you're playing Eminem, and I'm like, that's Eminem. And I'm in the shower. I don't need to back announce
It's
it.
no wonder, really, that our voices are going, because we just talked for 2 days, pretty much non-stop.
What you do for a living?
Well, I know, but
Not this
but
much.
normally you sleep in between a little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I saved up all my little 5-minute breaks, so I allowed myself a nice little, I don't know what it was, 40 minutes, half an hour, something like that.
Something like that.
Had a nice shower. Oh, I smell lovely. You can sniff me later. Tempting,
somebody's
right?
yeah. So I won't go into that. Yeah. Oh, challenge. Never mind. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
All right.
Right, to support Chris and Dave in their challenge for comic relief, just text the word Chris, CHRIS, to 70011. By texting the word Chris to 70011, you'll be giving Comic Relief £1 to help transform the lives of poor and vulnerable people all over the UK and across Africa. Text costs £1 plus your standard network message charge, and the whole pound goes to Comic Relief. You must be over 16
Yes.
or over 16 and always ask the bill payer's permission for full terms and conditions, and to donate online. Visit bbc.co.uk/Radio 1.
Beautifully read, Annie.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. You've done this before.
No, I haven't. I can't read you this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Read you this one. This is from Matt in Hereford saying, I'm on the sofa suffering from man flu. Aww. And thank goodness there's something decent to watch on TV for a change. Now, I have to say, interrupting this text, that it's been, because I was at home all day, riveted. It's been the most brilliant television, I think. But I want to know, because obviously I work at Radio 1 and I kind of think, oh, look, there's so-and-so.
Right, yeah.
And I know you all. But it's been better than any reality show, or almost, it's like been like a kind of proper documentary, like The Office, isn't it? A bit.
Yeah.
But because I've found it so interesting, I just want to know how everybody else feels, whether, from the television point of view, whether they found it really interesting or whether they got bored or whatever. So love to hear from you about that. 81199, that is the text for that one. Just to go back to poor Matt in Hereford, because he's going, oh, thank you. Not only raising money, but you're helping me through my man flu, which, as we all know, is the worst pain a man could ever endure.
Oh, it is.
It is.
I tell you what.
Absolutely right. It's not a cold, Annie. It's man flu.
And it's totally different to normal flu.
Or
it's
woman
way,
flu.
Yeah, it's way stronger.
Woman flu is very weak compared to man flu.
Well, you reckon?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, Annie.
How would you-
Because when a woman has flu, she can still go
Carry
to
on.
work,
Yeah.
she can still do all the jobs, she can still pick the kids up, she can still make a man's tea, she can still do all his washing. But when a man has flu, he can't do any of those things.
Oh, I didn't.
It's totally debilitating.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
you
seriously?
poor thing.
Yeah.
And also, the thing with man flu is you only understand how bad it is if you're
Or
a
a
man.
man.
Okay.
Yeah. You just have to go with it.
Do you really think I believe that for one
No,
moment?
not for a
Not
moment.
at all.
Not for a minute.
But we don't have much left as men, and we're keeping on to man flu. This is BBC Radio 1. It is Friday morning. It's almost 3 o'clock. Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Dave.
And hi, it's Annie Nightingale.
Hello.
I'm so excited.
You've had all these fabulous guests, one after
We've
the
never
other.
worked with you before, though, have we?
No, we never have. No.
I showered for you.
Yeah, that sounds a bit weird. You
I didn't shower for Scott Mills.
Yeah, I showered for you as well.
I see. Oh, in my. Oh, I see.
I am fresh. I am fragrant.
Yeah.
I am
No,
wide
you-
awake.
You both look great.
Thank
I
you.
don't know how bad I look.
you
I
look great.
looked at myself in the mirror earlier and I thought I looked really pale.
That's the thing that I thought before when I looked in. I felt like the colour's gone from my face a little bit.
Now you got loads now.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got yellow jaundice.
Oh, thanks.
How are you, Annie?
I'm absolutely great. I feel like I've just arrived and fresh as daisy.
You may as well stay with us till the end.
I see. Lock the doors.
Oh,
eh,
yeah.
Well, you must know about staying up for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has been known.
Later on, we're going to ask Annie anything. I have questions. Dave has questions. Hopefully, Annie has answers. So we'll do that later on this morning. Do not miss it. If you're watching and you're thinking about going to bed, don't. Annie is going to answer our questions, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Dirty bit. Got one of your dirty bits there, Dave. You love that dirty bit thing.
Dirty bit.
Dirty bit. Yeah, there's his look.
Dirty bit.
You're so cool.
Dirty bit.
Yeah, all right. Don't keep doing it. It's very annoying.
It's enough now, isn't it?
Annie will hit you.
She wouldn't hit me.
I think Stanton Morris might though.
No, they might.
Stanton Warriors in the mix for Annie Nightingale.
wanna take no pictures, I just wanna take some shots. Keep on.
A few people are texting questions to Annie. You don't get to ask Annie questions.
That's our job.
That's our job this week. Thank you very much. Don't mess around. I've worked at Radio 1 since 1963, and I've never done a show with Annie, so I've been waiting for a long time for this. Are you ready? Are you ready for it, Annie?
Yeah.
You'll be able to handle it. You can handle anything. You're Annie Nightingale, for God's sake.
All right, go on then.
All right.
Have you and me got the same list of questions?
Yeah, it's like an amalgamation of
Fine,
yours and mine.
Oh, I see. I'm getting interrogated by two of you. There's only
Absolutely.
one of
Yeah.
me.
Hey, it's a two-pronged attack.
That's right. Hello.
Well, yeah.
In the nicest possible way, Annie, of course. It is 6 minutes past 3. It's Friday morning. Dave and I have been on Radio 1 for 44 hours
It's a lot, isn't it?
and 36 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's 44 hours. We're in our 45th hour of being on the radio.
Thank you.
I don't even know if that warrants an applause or a straitjacket, quite frankly. Anyway, we've only got to get to 10:30 and then we can go home.
This is BBC Radio 1's longest show ever. With Chris Moyles and Comedy Dave
Hi.
and Annie Nightingale for comic relief.
Yes.
Hour 45.
Hour 45. Annie, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, come on. So, Annie Nightingale,
Yeah.
legend, beautiful woman,
Thanks.
groundbreaker, music fan, style icon, all of the above and more.
Oh, I can't cope with any more. Don't say any more.
It doesn't all have to be nice. So, listen, we've got questions for you.
Okay,
And then-
far away.
Now, I've been told to come up with questions for Annie. Now, I haven't been told whether or not she's definitely going to answer them, but they said get questions for Annie, and I'm like, I've got questions. I've got like a million questions.
Likewise, I was asked to come up with a few questions, so this is an amalgamation of mine and Chris's.
All right, do you want to start?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
These are very random, okay? First question. Have you ever been to the Isle of Man? Well, it says...
What kind of a question?
It says ask Annie
I know,
anything.
but it's, actually, yes.
Yeah.
I have.
And how did you find it?
I found it quite easily on the plane.
Oh!
And I did a gig there, and all I remember about it was something about a castle. There was a castle there that's really... But why do anyone want to know why you've been to the Isle of Man?
I was just wondering because half my family's from the Isle of Man.
Oh, you're
you
from
see.
there, okay.
Well, no,
See?
I'm not, but half the family.
Well, I have only nice things to say
Good.
about it.
There you go. Good.
At least I know now why
It
you want to
said
know.
ask anything.
Yep. All right. Go on, Chris. Go on.
What is your musical guilty pleasure?
Well, we all got loads,
Yeah.
but one of them. This is probably sound very. Get her. Actually, choral music.
Really?
Yeah. Things like Handel, Messiah. And I'll tell you why. It's not a very serious answer, but when I was at school, I was at all-girls school, and there was a boys' school, all boys, next door.
Right.
And the only time we were allowed to meet was if you joined the school choir.
Yeah.
So I joined school choir. I can't sing, which is very unfortunate with a name like Nightingale. I'd love
Right.
to have been a singer.
Yeah.
But they kind of let me carry on. So I used to sing this quite deep voice, and I think they just sort of mixed me out of the mix, you know. But I actually did enjoy the music. And that is what we sang. So that is my guilty pleasure.
Wow.
But really, it was just a chance to meet fellas,
Oh,
wasn't
it
it?
totally was. I used to follow some of them home, and was a
Did
stalker.
you?
I was a teenage stalker.
See, I'm not surprised.
No.
Is
There you
that-
are. Look how
yeah.
you end up Radio 1. See?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, another question for you.
I'm loving this, by the way. This is worth staying up for.
If you had to be handcuffed to another Radio 1 DJ for 24 hours, Annie Nightingale, who would you choose and why?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Could do quite who you wouldn't want to be.
Well, yeah, that would be an easier list.
Oh,
That would
why
be
did
an
you write
easier
that
list.
one?
Yeah.
Do you know what? If you want, you can have that question
No,
instead.
actually, there's quite a good. I'll give you quite a good answer. Quite a recent reason for this.
Yeah.
The answer would be Tim Westwood.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, he's very funny.
Yeah.
And I asked him about this because he said something about he got his shoe caught in the tube door. Tube doors were shutting.
Yeah.
He stuck his foot in the door to try and get them open, which potentially very dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
And he managed to apparently wriggle his foot out of his shoe because the tube doors did not open again. And I mean, it could have been dragged. Oh, so
That's
just
horrible.
bad thinking about it. Yeah. And I thought, well, if he could get his foot out of his shoe that's shut in the tube doors, then I reckon he could probably get you unhandcuffed.
Oh, that's a clever answer.
Perfect.
Would you last 24 hours with Westwood, though?
Oh, he's great. I'm a great fan. That's it.
He's a nice man, isn't he, the big dog?
Very
do you know
funny.
what? I've always liked him. When I first joined Radio 1, he was probably the first DJ. He's probably the first DJ to be like welcoming. Welcome to Radio 1, welcome to the family and all that. And I was really surprised. Like, I would never have put money on Westwood being that guy.
I forgot to tell you, actually, talking of him being friendly, at the back of the studio many, many, many hours ago, I think when we were on with Fern yesterday, would that have been?
I saw that. I remember that.
Yeah, well, Tim came in and he left a bottle of stuff for you, which is like this sort of, it's like a vitamin D or B
Yeah, it's vitamin D drink.
Liquid Sunshine, it's called.
Ooh.
Apparently it's supposed to perk you up.
Well, we should have a go at it now, Chris. Go on.
I tell you what, I don't mind. But not only did he give it to me, he came back 4 hours later and went, "Yo, have you tried this yet? You've got to drink it. It's great." And I'm like, do you know we did the big weekends, Radio 1 big weekends? I know this is Ask Anything, but I've got to tell you this. Westwood and I do the Sound Clash on the outdoor stage.
Yeah.
We did it last year. The sun is blazing down. It's really hot. Me and him are doing a DJ battle. He plays a song, I play a song, the crowd cheer or boo. We're halfway through and it's really hot. And he comes up to me and goes, whispers at me and goes, "Yo, man, it's really hot. You should really put some sun cream on."
He's all about the safety.
I love that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he'd say that. I wouldn't have thought.
All
I wouldn't
right.
have thought. All right.
Can we crack the questions up, Annie?
Yeah, go on.
All right, just a couple of more each, right? Or one more each. I have a few and I don't know which one to do. You know Annie more than I do, right? I like that one there.
I bet I know what you're going to ask.
Well, I have some very cheeky questions.
Yeah, I thought you might have.
Here are 3 questions, and I'm going to tell you which one I'm going to go for. Who's the most famous person you've ever slept with? Who's the most famous person you've ever turned down? And what's the most embarrassing thing you've done whilst drunk? I think I'm going to choose who's the most famous person you've ever turned down.
Turn down in what way? I mean, do you mean a drink? Lift home?
No.
No? What?
You know what I mean, Annie Nightingale.
Marriage?
Whatever you want.
Have you turned down a famous man?
Loads of people. Yeah. People always propose marriage. You're talking about. Who have I turned down? I've turned down Motorhead, Jeremy Kyle.
Hang on, well, not all of Motorhead. What do you mean, just Lemmy?
Jeremy Paxman, Jeremy Clarkson.
No.
Yeah, 3 of Radiohead, all of JLS, and Simon Cowell.
It's quite a list.
I've heard that all of JLS. You haven't turned them all down. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what Marvin told us.
Yeah. Don't name names, Dave.
Sorry.
All right. Last one.
I'm going to ask the other one that you thought about then. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done whilst drunk, Annie Nightingale?
Well, because obviously a lot of things you can't remember.
Well,
Sure.
yes.
You know, that's the whole sort of point, really.
Yeah.
Couple spring to mind. One was an end of tour party on a bus in Romania, and there was a kind of a rule. There was 3 bands and me, and there was no cameras or anything. And this bus was going to go right across the Carpathian Mountains at night, and the roads there, no headlights, no lights at all.
Yeah.
So you might kind of see a hay cart coming the other way,
Right.
have to swerve out the way the driver does. And with people doing coach surfing, you know, swinging across. It was quite a
Terrifying.
terrifying, but great great party. The next thing I knew, I was sitting on this bus and it was daylight, and I thought, we're at Heathrow. Where's the bus to Gatwick? They went, no, you're not. We're still at Bucharest Airport. So that was quite fun. But probably the best was waking up in a hotel and having to phone reception and saying, excuse me, what country is this?
Oh, what a cool
I'd love
story.
to do that.
Really?
Really true. Yeah.
That's a cool story.
I mean, I've been locked out of hotel rooms naked before, like most people have, and often you're not sure what day it is. But to ask what country it is, that's brilliant.
That is a great story. I'm going to tell everybody that.
Right.
I've got to.
So do you want to know what country it was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure whether actually it was in Holland or Germany. I've been to a festival and I had no shoes either. So I work in this hotel room, I'm not knowing what country's in and no shoes. And I thought, how am I going to get on the British Airways flight with no shoes on? How do I explain this, you know? So anyway, that's it. You don't need to know anymore.
Oh, yes, we do. But I don't think we're going to find out.
No, that's the best bit.
Annie, thank you for letting us ask you anything.
That's
I
all
love
right.
that. Do you know what? We should do this every week on our show.
Should do, shouldn't we?
Yeah. And by the way, if you want to know any more about Annie Nightingale, she's not going to tell you tonight, but you can go and get her book, which is an amazing read.
Where most of the answers are.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, and that's a tiny amount of the answers, by the way.
Yeah, I suppose so. I need to write another
Oh,
book.
Annie, yes, you do. You do need to write another
But I
book.
am doing a film. I'm doing a documentary film for the BBC.
Are you?
So some of the answers might
About
come out
you?
in that. Well, really, I want it to be about the story of the underground music and all the underground music that I've experienced through my life, and
Right.
the people who've changed the direction of music and stuff like that. So that it'll be a mixture about me, but about the
Yeah.
music. Yeah,
All right. Well, that's good. Well, we'll look out for that.
yeah.
In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, she's not going yet. She'll be here all night if we let her. Miss Annie Nightingale. Thank you very much. JLS. Oh, who'd have thought? It's 18 minutes past 3. BBC Radio 1. Wretch 3-2 featuring example Unorthodox.
I like
Radio
that.
1 with Annie Nightingale.
Whoa, that sounds good. Oh, by the way, earlier on, when you were sort of talking to Kate Moss, sort of,
Right,
were you?
right.
Or what was all that about? Was
Right,
it-
so Kate Moss was watching us on the telly.
Hope you still are, Kate. Come on, it's party girl.
She was meant to be coming in, but she was having her hair done at 11 o'clock at night.
Sounded like an excuse, didn't it? 11:30.
No, what you said was that she said that she knew her roots doing. That's what you said.
I know, it was Nick said that. I never said that.
Oh, okay.
So because she was watching on the camera, I thought I would give her a message on the
Yeah.
camera and say hi.
So did she get back to you?
no.
No, nothing, well, nothing yet.
If you're still up, so I expect you are, then text me and I'll pass it on. I think it's so funny. But I think it's, she used to phone me up Saturday nights when I was on from 4 a.m. doing the Saturday night
Yeah.
party.
Right.
And I'd be going, Kate, I'm trying to be on the radio. Please, will you stop phoning me up?
Oh, I'm like that with George Clooney. Every Friday for the golden hour, Andy. Is that that? Is it 1980? I'm like, George, you can't enter. Go away. It's a nightmare. Right, if you want to give some money, if you've enjoyed Annie this morning, you want to give us a couple of quid for comic relief, you can text the word Chris to 70011. And by texting the word Chris, we will give £1 to well, you will give £1 to comic relief. It costs £1 plus your standard network message charge, and the whole £1 goes to comic relief. Got to be 16 or over. Always has to bill pays permission. Do you know how fast I can read this now? Andy?
Yeah.
We've done this every time. You're going to be 16 or over. Always has to bill pays permission. Full terms and conditions and to donate online. Go to bbc.co.uk/radio 1. There you go. It's write the word Chris on a text now and send it to 70011. That's £1 into the kitty for comic relief for our ridiculous challenge, and that will be great. So if you've enjoyed watching and listening to Annie, it's got to be worth £1, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
You'll be saying that in your sleep, won't you, the next couple of days?
I swear I will never say it again after 10:30 this morning. Until the next time we have to read out terms and conditions. It's Tiny Temper. Oh, I'm all over it. Don't laugh at me, Annie, just because I almost missed the end of that.
You never miss it. No, this is You could actually do this in your sleep, couldn't you? I mean, that's the whole kind of point, really, isn't it?
I switched to CD off earlier. We were mucking around with Fern Cotton. We had to do a link to the TV for this morning with Philip Schofield and Holly.
Was that today or yesterday?
Yeah, today. And I thought, should I pretend to be like collapsing when they throw to me? Shall I just go? So me and Fern are messing around, and I didn't realise when I did that, I managed to pause the CD. And all of a sudden, then I'm pressing the buttons and I'm going, can't hear anything in my headphones. And I looked through the window and the entire room is staring, going, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, sorry.
You're allowed to. You're allowed to make as many mistakes as you want, though, can't you?
Thank God.
It kind of proves it's live as well.
It's definitely live. You can tell by Dave's voice.
Oh yeah, I mean you wouldn't put this out if it was pre-recorded, would you?
Actually, no.
You'd
probably
redo
not.
it.
So, shall I tell you something here? Miranda Kitten.
What a nice name.
It's not a lovely name. She said, this is hours ago, obviously, I set an alarm for 1:45 a.m. to see you and Chris and Dave on TV together. Do you have a day off tomorrow, after all? Oh, no, I thought she's saying you have a day off. No, she's saying I do have a day off after all tomorrow.
Oh,
so she's just boasting then, isn't
just
she?
showing off.
Well, I'm sure she meant it in the nicest way, though.
Yeah, sure.
And Superwoman 469... When I was asking people on Twitter, I'm AA Nice Again on Twitter. AA Nice Again. What would you do to raise money? What are the extreme things you do to raise money? This person said, I would paint myself green, plus my hair, and go to work. And blag the customers to donate. Is that wacky enough? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Chris and Dave, well done. You guys are killing it. I'm just up and couldn't wait to tune in and see if you were still on.
Still here.
You are the legend that is the saviour of Radio 1. Only a few more hours to go. You can do it, Andy, in Burton-on-Trent.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay.
I don't find that freaky that people are going to bed and then waking up and putting the telly on going, are they still there? They're still there.
I know.
How about this one? Chris
Yes.
says, I just got up to take my son to school. You're still looking fresh, guys. I can't believe what you're doing. Keep up this gym in Colchester.
But
wait a minute, 3:30 in the morning. That's very
How
dedicated.
far away is school?
Yeah, a very dedicated
Where is he texting from?
From Colchester.
His kid must go to school in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, with Jim, we're saluting your great parenting.
Yeah, but not great school choice. That might be very good.
Either that or the traffic's a nightmare.
Still, though.
Yeah.
It's 3:31 in the morning. So Annie is on one for another another 40 minutes. Hello. He's doing another 40. You can stay. Why don't you stay? Just stay all morning, Annie.
Well, you've got another person's show coming. You've got Dave after me.
Yeah, well, that's if he turns up. You never know with Dev.
Do you know he'd appreciate a late start?
Yeah.
Oh,
He really would.
Let's see how we go, huh?
Throw a six to start.
What are they? No. But let's see. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go.
Bless you. Right. More music from Annie Nightingale on BBC Radio 1. It's like a jingle. I'm trying to make it sound like a one. It just sounds like I'm heavy breathing, doesn't it? I'll stop. Right.
Time. Oh, time.
Yeah, Dave. I like those two songs.
Oh, that's very good. I'm very glad to hear that.
Sorry. Yasmin, On My Own. And before that was...
Subtract.
I said SBTRKT.
Well, if you take the vowels out of subtract, you get SBTRKT.
So what if you subtract the vowels?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what I've always seen. But that tune is one of those tunes that once you hear it, you will find it's echoing back around your mind days later. I promise you, it just really is very good. And also, excuse me, the mix of Yasmin was by Mike Delinquent, who's kind of one of my proteges. So listen out for that name, Mike Delinquent. He did a very good mix of Tractor, the first Wretch,
right.
32, 32. Did we say 32? I've been calling him 32. 32.
I've been calling it 32, and everyone else says it's 32.
32. Okay, Wretch.
But if you say it, I'm saying it.
No, who knows? I mean, anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter, does
it? The Mike Delinquent mix of that was just great, and he did a
right.
guest mix for him recently. I think he's wonderful.
Mike Delinquent. That's the name that Annie says, listen out for.
Yeah.
All right. It's 20 to 4 in the morning.
This is BBC Radio One's longest show ever.
I know.
With Chris Moyles and Comedy Dave and Annie Nightingale for comic relief.
Annie Nightingale.
Hour 46.
Annie Nightingale.
See, that name does not work in America.
Oh my God, it does.
Why?
Annie Nightingale.
Because they always miss out the middle bit. They could go Nightingale.
Nightingale.
They can't do the bit.
Yeah, but I think that sounds great. Do you not like that?
Well, yeah, but it's just it's.
Yeah, but you're lucky. Mine's Moyles, and a lot of people don't know whether it's two syllables or one. So some people go Moyles, and some people go Moyles.
Yeah, I guess. What's it like? How do Americans say it?
Moyle.
Well, Paul,
Moyles.
our guy, Paul, the voice guy, he goes Chris Moyles.
Yeah, but to be fair though, he's pronounced your name for 10 plus years,
Yeah,
hasn't
he
he?
has,
So
yeah.
you should know by now.
I think everybody should have their own American voiceover artist. Paul has been saying my name for 20 years.
Is it 20 years?
Yeah, Chris Moyles. So he knows.
Yeah.
Well, you say it pretty well.
I'm used to it. I've been saying it for longer
So
than
they say
anyone.
Nightingale.
Nightingale.
I just think it feels so strange. Well, I was brought up by Irish nuns. Happy St. Patrick's Day to them.
Yeah.
And they would pronounce it that way as well. Nightingale. It's kind of Irish.
Nightingale.
But you see,
Well, the American accent's based on Irish. ain't it?
exactly. You know, I didn't realise that for
Yeah.
years. And suddenly penny dropped that it is. Yeah. Exactly that. So I was sort of used to that. And then when I first came to radio, when we had these very posh American jingles done, and sure enough, they would come back from Dallas, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was always Annie Nightingale. So odd. It sounded so odd. And no, but, you know, fair play. Never mind. You can't go wrong with Chris Moyles. And
Well, you can, Annie.
Vitty. Dave
Vitti.
Vitty.
Yeah. Well, Vitti's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Sounds Italian.
I think it is originally. I think it
From
is.
the Isle of Man.
Well, no.
Via Hong Kong.
No.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Via Hong Kong. No, it's not my dad's side
So
of the family.
so
Isn't he?
so cosmopolitan.
I'm very exotic, Annie. You know.
We've been on the radio for 45 hours, Annie, me and Dave. 45.
You two have. I can't claim that credit to be. I mean, I've only been here for an hour and 45 minutes. So, anyway,
good,
you're
though.
doing great, guys. It's
Thank
been. It's
you.
just, and the bit that's interested me as well, watching at home, watching on TV and online all through the last couple of days, was that it actually makes very good television. And I wasn't sure whether that was just me, because obviously I know you guys and I know
Yeah.
what the studio looks like.
And you're into radio, obviously, so there's maybe
so,
a...
So I think, is it me? So I've been, since I've been on air with you, I've been asking people, what do you think has been great television? And people are coming back and saying, compulsive viewing. Radio 1 rocks. Dave B from Portsmouth.
That's really nice, thank
Yeah.
you.
And
People are
quite a
saying that.
few. There's so many texts actually. 81199 if you want to let us know what you think of this as a TV program, because you might, if enough people like it, you might have to do it all the time.
Well, this is the thing, is what you're
And if there's
saying.
money in it, I'll do anything.
Chris has been trying to get the idea of filming the radio show off the ground for years and years
10
and
years.
And no one's really been interested. And then suddenly,
Everyone said to me, no, who's going to be interested in watching you guys in a radio studio, not looking at the cameras? Who's going to watch that? And as it turns out, that for the last 48 hours, the whole of Britain,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's been ridiculous.
I guess too, there is the interest in that they want to see how tired you are and whether you've got
Well,
a fall
I
over.
think that's an element of
There's
it.
a kind of like macabre sort of,
Yeah.
thing about it, isn't there?
Car crash TV,
Yeah.
etc.
Oh, yeah, all right.
completely.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Not
Do
yet.
you know, if you go on the website, on the Radio 1 website, Annie, so it's the same as a red button, and the picture of me and Dave comes up, and then you press play, and then it streams the video live. And since we started doing this long show, that play button on the Radio 1 website has been clicked over 11 million times.
Has it?
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad,
Wow.
is it?
Now, if that doesn't get me a gig on BBC Three, there's no justice in the world, Danny, I'll tell you that. But it's been great working with you, Annie. It's lovely that you let us come in and mess with your
Wreck
show. And
my
you,
show,
well,
yeah.
you know, I think we tried to be very respectful.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're respectful of the music as well, because that's what I'm always been about. But this is a very special occasion, so I played the tunes I like playing. A few more as well.
Yeah.
I love the next song that's coming up. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
My discoveries.
Really?
Well, not totally, but I did a compilation called Annie on One.
Yeah, I remember.
And these people were on it, and they weren't signed at the time to anyone.
So you'll know the next song. Everybody listening will know the next song, but you probably don't know. Maybe you do. That Annie helped these people become the people that they are.
Mais oui.
Oh,
Hey,
c'est
bien-
talent, Annie.
Bienvenue.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le panier? It's 4:45 in the morning. It's 15 minutes
We're
left. with us.
partying now.
Oh, we're going for it. That's right. If you love Daft Punk, you should text in now to Annie Nightingale and say thank you, because of her, you love them. Daft Punk. Seriously, text in now, say thank you, Annie, to 81199. Everybody listening who loves Daft Punk, get your phone out, 81199, send a text saying thank you, Annie. So you have Annie to thank for this. I love Daft Punk. Around the World, great track. So I just said, if you love Daft Punk, then you should text thank you, Annie, into the studio. Have you seen how many text messages now start with thank you, Annie? It's immense.
Page after page after page.
Literally.
Really?
Oh, Annie, seriously.
Oh, okay. Oh.
They just go on forever. Annie just went, print them off. And I'm like, we can't print them all off.
We haven't got
Chop down
time.
a forest.
Something that we can't have that.
No, can't
Can
have
we?
that.
Oh, Paul working nights at Bentley Motors. Ooh.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hiya.
Hi, Paul.
Annie wants to lift home.
Yeah.
I borrowed one once for a weekend. They lent me a Bentley for, but you think how fantastic. But it's such a responsibility. And I was going to stay. There was a weekend party of a colleague of ours at the time, Lorna.
Right.
And she was having a party in Big Country House. We needed to go to the supermarket in the local town during the day to get, supplies.
Sure.
So I thought, to leave a Bentley in the supermarket car park, what happens if I come back and someone scratched things
You
all
don't
over
often
it?
see Bentleys in Morrison's, do you?
You don't actually. Probably for that reason.
Well, and it was a great sort of privilege, and people on the road treat you completely differently, which I was amazed by. I've never had a posh car, but it was such a responsibility, worried about what would happen to it, that I was actually quite relieved to give it back.
Right.
Yeah.
After the weekend. So, Paul, working at Bentley, I don't know if you've got one yourself, but you've probably got a garage, which would help.
Right.
I don't. Live on the street.
What if they lent you a Bentley with a driver, so you didn't have to worry about
Well, no, I
it?
wanted to drive it. No,
Right, okay.
no, I wanted to drive it, but it's just what you do it after. So that's what that triggered off. Paul Wes in Derby says, "Thank you very much, Annie." Ruth in Scarborough says, "Well done, Chris and Dave. Keep going.
Thanks, Ruth.
Keep going."
Ah.
Everyone is saying, "Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going." And Ian in Welshpool says, "Thank you very much for Daft Punk." Only because Chris told you to say.
Well, no, yeah, but lots of people won't know that. They'll be like,
Well, look, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't entirely due to me. I had maybe a little bit of.
take the credit.
Think how many
Take the
people
credit.
now, Annie, will hear Daft Punk and will instantly think of you.
I will.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
I will actually.
Every time
now.
I hear Around the World now, I'll think of Annie.
Okay.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Annie, what we're going to do, we're going to play Lauren Garnier, and then what are we going to do to that?
Yes, then I have, anyone who's just tuned into us might not know, they asked me some very awkward, embarrassing questions earlier on.
Well, they weren't that awkward.
No, it was fine, really. Anyway, so before I go and hand over to Dev, then I've got a little game for you two to play.
Okay, we like games.
So let us hear this, because this is French as well, from Laurent Garnier, Man with the Red Face.
And then, actually, I'm intrigued now.
So
What it's
am
gonna
I.
be.
Then then I'm going to ask you some questions.
I hope you ask us the same questions we asked you.
No, much more
Because it's 2 of
difficult.
JLS in my
Yeah.
story. 8 minutes to 4 in the morning. Radio 1's longest ever show. Oh, hello.
Are you there?
Only had the microphone halfway up.
I got to read you this message, Chris and Dave. It's so nice. It's outstanding what you're doing. Keep going. You're nearly there. The whole country is behind you. Love from Claire and Burton-on-Trent. Isn't that nice?
Oh, thank you, Claire.
Thank you, Claire. And thanks everyone who's been listening. Thank you to you two for doing what you're doing.
Annie, thanks for having us.
Right, now, just before I go, a little retaliation for the asking me awkward questions.
Yeah.
This is a little game. I've had a lot of superb guest mixes on my show. recently, or we do it all the time. Some of them got some slightly odd names. So I'm going to give you the first part of the name. See if you can guess the rest of their name.
Okay, fine.
Right. So
Yeah.
first one, Trolley.
DJ.
No.
Dash.
No.
Shopping.
No. Yeah, well, you'd think so. No, it's actually Snatcher. Trolley Snatcher. Right.
Snatcher.
Yeah. Trolley Snatcher. Right. Cassette.
Boy.
There is one, but
Yeah, there is. Player.
no.
Cassette. Tape.
You're not going to guess
Man.
it, are you? No. They're all great.
Woman.
Or wrong. It's Cassette Jam.
Cassette jam.
Yeah. Council.
Tax.
How interesting that you both said that. This is psychologically
Isn't it?
very
It's like an
House.
experiment.
Council, what do you say?
Flat.
House.
Yeah, Chris, absolutely right. Woo, got one right, absolutely.
Council house is
Right,
great.
yeah, drop the...
Boy.
Bomb. Donkey.
Dead donkey.
No, I don't think you get this.
Bucket.
The lime.
Trousers.
Drop the what?
The lime.
Drop the
Drop the lime.
Drop the lime. Think about that when you're having a very nice cocktail at some point. Drop the lime into the drink.
okay.
I don't think that's what it means. Far too
Long.
close.
Thick.
Far too hairy.
Wide. Expensive. Far Ted.
Loud.
Far
Too loud.
Far too loud.
Right.
Now this, Beyond the Wizard's...
Sleeve.
Yeah!
Is it?
Yeah!
What are you laughing at? I know my remixes.
You'll never get this because it's two and it could be anything. Bloody.
Hell.
Nora.
I think almost should be. Is that,
Mary.
Is it rubbish?
No, it's Beetroots.
Bloody beetroot.
Yeah,
Really?
a great
Well,
band.
yeah, 'cause
Really,
they're-
really
oh.
great. One of my favourites. On that note, I'll say thank you very much. Off now, and we're going to hand over to Dev,
Oh, Dev.
who's looking interestingly
Ridiculous.
dressed. Very interestingly dressed. Anyway, Annie Lasky saying thank you very much for listening. Keep listening to Dave and Chris because they're breaking world records, and we want you to stay with us right through till 10:30 this morning.
Annie, can I just say, this has been great doing a show
Yeah.
with you.
It's been a
Oh,
real
but
privilege.
never-
Thank you very much.
Do you know what? Literally, there's 3 things I've always wanted to do with Annie, and I've done 2 of them. Number 1, we've spent an hour or so in a pub together.
Yeah.
Number 2, we've done a show together.
Don't say number 3.
I'm not. I'm still.
No.
That's going to be after a big old party. Hey,
Absolutely.
Annie, Christmas party later this year. You and me, baby girl.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Safe home.
Have a great night, Annie Nightingale. Amazing Annie Nightingale. Beautiful Annie Nightingale. The legend that is Annie Nightingale. Hi, that was Cassius and I Love You So on Radio 1, and Dev's about to start, so we're just filling. Do you want to know why I'm panicking?
Why are you
Because I
panicking?
thought I would sit down, right? Even though the desk is stand height, I thought I would sit down on this massive stool. So I slipped off it, so I tried to jump on it,
Oh, no.
and I looked like an idiot. Do you want to see what I did? So I
Yeah.
did this. Hi there.
You silly Billy.
Smooth. Yeah, but do you know what though? It's keeping me awake. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yeah.
All right, one more time, and then I'll see if I can get on it. Okay, if you pardon the expression.
Yeah.
Bev, stop it.
Sorry.
All right.
Go, Chris.
Come on.
I'm on.
Hey!
Now I can't reach the microphone. Phil.
Yeah.
Thanks. There you go. Beautiful. Right. Look at this. Look. See, and now I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, dear.